Well, good morning and welcome to What Shape Are You In? Can you see it? I've been writing about this in many different ways. Hope you're following me. And today I stumbled upon a great metaphor because I'm always trying to explain Trump, as everyone is. And in explaining Trump, explaining our world, our American world, and in understanding that, understanding myself, because you are the world and the world is you. So it does no good to say, oh, Trump is a piece of shit. You can't understand a piece of shit unless you see where it came from and what it's good for. You know, everything has some use. So Trump has some use for our understanding. For our understanding. So anyway, my metaphor for today is the balloon of self-loathing. The hot air balloon. That's a great metaphor. Just like sailing ships, hot air balloon is great. Let's take a look. Self-loathing means the feeling of being unworthy, the feeling of being incomplete, the feeling that you're missing something. You open the refrigerator door and you're kind of hungry, but you don't know what you want. You got the remote and you're flicking through the channels. You just want something, but nothing satisfies you. This quiet desperation. So self-loathing is kind of, oh, I don't loathe anything. I don't loathe myself. So let's refine it and understand that Thoreau said mankind is in quiet desperation. The Buddha said life is suffering. Self-loathing, human life, is based in suffering. But then the Buddha says, well, there is a cause, and if you see the cause, you're free from it. But we don't see the cause. So we're never free from it. So let's take a look at the balloon. Here we are, the hot air balloon rising up. Now, I'm going to use Trump here as the guy in here, because if we can understand Trump in this context, we can understand ourselves. So the self-loathing, well, first of all, where does it come from? Now, all my whole life, I've been trying to be free from self-loathing, and I can trace it back and say, oh, my father did it. Or you can say, oh, my mother did it. You can trace it, but Freudian. Do the Freudian pass, and you can trace it back to the first cause and say, oh, well, I wasn't toilet trained or whatever. Oh, that's what did it. But that's not final. Because then, who created the self-loathing in my father? And in his father, all the way back to Adam. There's no place to draw the line. So that doesn't help anything. That's like trying to understand a whole quilt with one thread. You trace that thread back to where it began, but that doesn't explain the quilt. So looking for the cause, a single cause in our past, is fun, but it's not helpful. Actually, it's an avoidance. It's avoidance of the whole quilt when you just follow one thread. So we're not going to follow a thread, but I could say this, that the hell of self-loathing is created by our consumer culture. Now, it can go further, but we'll just stop. You got to stop somewhere. So we'll just stop there and say it's created by our self-culture. One in which you need to buy that new TV because the one you just bought 10 years ago, you loathe that. There's something wrong with it. It's not as good as the new one. Or the one you bought last year. Oh, shit, I should have waited. So the whole economy is based on this sense of I need something more. which is based on a sense that I'm not complete. I'm not complete, so I need something. So what should I have? Oh, I'll just go shopping today. We like that. Or we go on Amazon, or go to some buyer's club or something. We like to shop because we think like the next thing I buy will end by incomplete. I'll be complete if I just can buy one more thing. One more cigarette and I'll quit. One more shot of heroin and I'm done with it. There is no end to it. The balloon keeps rising. But here's the thing I see. Here's the thing that really blows my mind is zero. Now you look at Zen, if you go Google up Zen, Google images and say Zen, and you'll see a brush-drawn circle, which means zero. Zero. If you look at justice, what is justice? But two scales that are at balance. Watch Avatar. The mother comes to restore balance. What does that mean? Nature restores zero. We like the word ground zero. What does that mean? Ground zero is where we stand when everything else is erased. We stand at zero. So that means when self-loathing, now here's something. Christianity says man's nature is self-loathing, original sin. By nature, you loathe yourself. By nature, you're fallen. By nature, you're incomplete. By nature, you feel like something's missing. You shouldn't have eaten that fruit, Adam. The fruit of self-loathing. Good, bad. Oh, I can have more good. I need more good. I don't like the bad. I don't like the bad. So even our religion enforces and creates that sense of being incomplete. So religion says, well, you just need more Jesus. And secular society, well, you need a new car. You need those drugs. You need that new medicine. We just came out. This is great shit. You got the diabetes, your old medicine is crap. You need this one. And then if you get that, whoa, that one is, get this one. We're always chasing that, you see. Always chasing zero. Why can't we find it? Look at zero. In mathematics, 1 plus 1 to infinity minus numbers to infinity. Infinity. Either direction. But you notice you can't have a zero with just positive numbers. You can't erase the negative. And you can't have just negative, which would mean, oh, I am just no good, I'm no good, I'm all negative, I'm all negative. No, you've got an equal amount of positive. But if you're positive, oh, I am great, I am a Trump, I am a I can do anything I want, I'm great. No negatives. I'm enlightened. Well, you notice that if I go up to a plus 20 and I feel enlightened, there's going to be a plus 20 of self-loathing added to the zero because nature restores balance. It's math. It's simple. You put 10 pounds of inflation, of ego on one side, you're going to have 10 pounds of self-disgust on the other side. But you're not going to be conscious of the self-disgust. You're not going to be conscious of the self-loathing. Here, I feel I got 2 pounds of ego over here. I feel better. But now I got 2 pounds of self-loathing and I feel worse. But what I do is say, well, the reason I feel worse is not because of me, it's because of you. You're making me feel worse. If I could get rid of you, I would always feel better. I wouldn't have to I could just have 2 pounds of better and get rid of the 2 pounds of worse because you're giving it to me. You make me hurt. The Democrats are doing it. The conservatives are doing it. You see? Get rid of them and I'll be all better. Something's wrong with our logic. Something's wrong with our math. Zero. Nature, reality, this moment Eckhart Tolle's now is 0. Zen is 0. 0 in balance, which means that I'm not good or bad, and if I'm bad, I got to blame somebody. And if I'm bad, I got to find out how to be good, got to do more yoga, got to do more meditation. Or if I'm good and I feel bad, I got to blame somebody, some cause. My daddy did it for my feeling bad, never seeing that I'm doing it. Now here's a shovel. Well, maybe just this marker here. Well, a shovel. Okay, so you gotta dig your way out of the self-loathing. Or you're digging the way out, right? Oh man, I'm getting rid of all this crap. I'm doing all this yoga, all this meditation. I'm burning off the karma. I'm getting rid of it. I'm feeling lighter and lighter. And the more I dig, you see, ground 0. The positive is the opposite. The good shovel is the bad shovel. So while I'm digging consciously with effort with the good shovel, that same effort, that same shovel is throwing that same dirt back in the hole. So I'm digging out and digging in with the same action because, ground 0. The positive action and the negative action is the same. But what we do is split the 0. Now I'm the good one and you are the bad shovel. I'm digging myself out. Can't you see I'm doing good? And you're throwing dirt on me. I got to get rid of you because you are the obstacle to my getting out of the hole, of feeling better. You see, are the cause of me feeling bad, but the truth is I'm making myself feel bad. Ground 0. So, and I don't want to see that because the higher we get, you see what I mean? The more I'm running from the negatives that I'm creating because nature restores balance, the more I run from that. I run to feeling better. I want to feel better. I want to feel better. I'm not feeling better yet, but I got to do more of this, more of that. The higher I go, the greater the distance between me and reality. Ground 0. The greater the distance. So this pain, this becomes terror. Terror. The higher I go, the more terror I have of hitting 0. So far away. So I dare not let the air out of my balloon. All I can do is keep going higher. But if you notice, I think maybe I'll get to heaven this way. But the air gets thinner. And at some point, the balloon will begin to collapse and return to ground 0, whether we like it or not. My height, my stretch, is going to create the snap, the terrible snap of self-realization when I realize that all I've been doing, all my good intentions have been bad intentions, that all my good works have been bad works, all my good efforts to be so good have created the very self-loathing that I've been trying to escape. Bam! Michael Cohen, 0. He sat in that courtroom under the glare of the light at ground 0, and he said, my good intentions were bad. I did bad things, but I'm still a good person. He's good bad. He seized the shovel. That both ends, you see, we hold the shovel with one hand to get out of self-loathing, and we hold the shovel in the other hand to restore the self-loathing, to keep balance. Our two hands don't know what they're doing. One's conscious, one's unconscious. Zen, self-realization, all of these spiritual practices are basically to restore ground zero when you can see that both of your hands are one hand. Maybe that's the sound of one hand clapping. Both hands are one hand, not two. One consciousness, one ground zero. You are the one that has no second. That's why I say you are the world and the world is you. Ground zero. Thanks for dropping in.